Welcome to the Coins Quest, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and extraordinary finds that turn ordinary pocket change into jaw-dropping fortunes. And today we're uncovering one of the most remarkable and surprising stories in American coinage history, the 1946 no-mint Mark Wheat Penny. A humble 1-cent coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and enthusiasts worldwide, with certain rare error examples valued as high as $1,067,000, making it one of the most legendary post-war pennies ever struck by the United States Mint. Imagine holding what looks like just another worn brown penny in your hand, only to realize it's worth more than a luxury home. And that's exactly what has happened to a few lucky collectors who stumbled upon unique minting errors and varieties from 1946 that have since become the stuff of numismatic legend. The story begins in the aftermath of World War II, a time when the United States was transitioning its economy from wartime production to peacetime prosperity, and the mint was under immense pressure to resume normal coinage with millions of cents needed to meet the demands of a booming nation. The Wheat Penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, had already been an American icon since its introduction in 1909. But the 1946 issue was especially significant because it marked the first full year after the end of the steel cent experiment of 1943 and the resumption of copper alloy coinage, which led to a host of technical and compositional complications that still baffle collectors to this day. During 1946, the mint used leftover planchets, recycled wartime metal, and inconsistent alloy mixtures, which caused a variety of striking anomalies and die errors, many of which went unnoticed at the time. Some 1946 pennies were struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943 or on brass shell casings left over from the war, producing unusual color tones, magnetic properties, and weight variations that modern collectors pay astronomical sums to acquire. Imagine a single coin exhibiting both copper and steel characteristics, a fluke of history born from the chaos of post-war minting, and when certified by experts, such hybrid or transitional errors can easily reach 6-figure valuations. Furthermore, there are rare double die obverse (DDO) and double die reverse (DDR) varieties from 1946 that show dramatic doubling in Lincoln's profile, the date, and even the inscriptions. "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," which under high magnification reveal thick, shadow-like impressions created by misaligned hub strikes during the die creation process. Such doubling varieties are highly coveted, as they visually demonstrate a minting error rather than wear or damage, and coins exhibiting bold doubling can fetch tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on condition and clarity. Another factor that makes the 1946 no-mint Mark Penny so intriguing is that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not include a mint mark on its coins, leading to confusion among casual finders who assume that no mint mark automatically means the coin is common, when in fact certain Philadelphia-struck issues can be far rarer than their Denver or San Francisco counterparts due to overlooked varieties, repunch dates, or unique die states. Some known 1946 Philadelphia cents exhibit dramatic die cracks running through Lincoln's portrait, cuds, raised blobs of metal caused by broken die edges, and even off-center strikes where the design appears shifted, exposing blank metal margins on one side. These striking errors add immense character and rarity, and collectors pay premiums for coins that vividly showcase the quirks of mint machinery in that era. Another extraordinary discovery involves 1946 pennies struck with reverse designs from other years, most notably the 1945 or even experimental pattern reverses that somehow were paired with the 1946 obverse dies due to storage mix-ups or transitional testing. Such mule errors, where mismatched dies are used on a single coin, are virtually unheard of in Lincoln cent history, making them numismatic miracles that could easily command prices above $1 million when authenticated by major grading services like PCGS or NGC. In addition to die and planchet errors, the condition of a 1946 penny can drastically affect its market value. Most surviving examples are heavily circulated, with worn surfaces and brown tones from oxidation, but coins preserved in brilliant red or red-brown mint state condition, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, are incredibly rare, with only a few known specimens in such pristine form. When you combine top-grade preservation with dramatic era features, you get the perfect storm of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand that drives values into the seven-figure range. Many of these coins remained hidden in old jars, dresser drawers, or forgotten rolls for decades until sharp-eyed enthusiasts rediscovered them, often during estate cleanouts or while sorting bulk wheat cents purchased by weight. Imagine the thrill of flipping through hundreds of old coins, only to spot a slightly off-center strike or odd silvery gleam, realizing you've just uncovered a minting anomaly that could change your life. That's the essence of the coin's quest: the adventure, the mystery, and the pure excitement of discovering history's mistakes turned into treasures. Let's explore more deeply why these 1946 no-mint mark pennies command such staggering premiums. During the die-making process in the 1940s, the mint used master hubs to create working dies, and even slight misalignments or repeated impressions could produce a double or triple die effect, which in some cases went unnoticed through multiple production runs. Since quality control was less automated than it is today, these dies could strike thousands of coins before being retired, meaning rare varieties exist in very limited numbers. In some cases, the doubling is so minor it's considered mechanical or machine doubling, which doesn't add much value, but in others, the doubling is part of the actual die design, a genuine DDO or DDR, which can skyrocket prices when properly attributed. Another fascinating 1946 anomaly involves the repunched mint marks, RPMs, found on coins from the Denver and San Francisco mints. But for Philadelphia issues, which have no mint mark, similar effects can occur with the digits in the date, known as repunched or re-engraved numerals. For instance, some 1946 no-mint mark cents exhibit a faint shadow 6 or a doubled 9 in the date, suggesting that the die was hand-corrected or re-engraved after initial striking errors, making these varieties immensely desirable to specialists. The combination of historical timing, experimental metal recycling, and handcrafting processes means that each surviving 1946 penny can tell a unique story, and this narrative power adds to its mystique and value. Collectors also prize examples with unusual toning, vibrant rainbow hues caused by decades of oxidation and chemical reaction between copper and air, since naturally toned coins are visually stunning and fetch strong premiums at auction. In 1946, many planchets were struck with impurities from recycled wartime shell casings, producing distinct surface textures and microscopic flecks of zinc or tin that create shimmering effects under magnification. Some pennies even show laminations, where thin layers of metal peeled during striking, revealing silvery or reddish streaks that demonstrate the metallurgical imperfections of that era. These features are not considered damage but rather authentic mint errors, enhancing both rarity and appeal. Over time, the legend of the 1946 penny has grown thanks to remarkable auction records. In one case, a gem red-brown specimen with a strong double die obverse sold for over $125,000, and subsequent discoveries of more dramatic or unique errors have pushed estimates beyond $1 million. Experts estimate that fewer than a dozen coins exist with the most extreme error combinations, such as transitional planchets, doubled dies, and pristine uncirculated condition, which explains why top collectors are willing to pay astonishing sums to secure them. These coins are more than metal. They are historical artifacts capturing a moment when America was rebuilding, technology was advancing, and human craftsmanship left behind traces of imperfection that became priceless. The psychological allure of the 1946 penny also lies in its accessibility. It's a coin anyone could have handled or still might find in circulation, which fuels dreams of discovery for everyday people. Countless stories circulate online of hobbyists finding valuable 1946 cents in old change jars, proving that treasure hunting doesn't always require gold mines or sunken ships. In coin collecting, knowledge is the true compass, and those who learn to identify die doubling, lamination cracks, off-metal strikes, and other markers of rarity are the ones who often uncover life-changing finds. Even small details like a thicker rim, misplaced minting elements, or abnormal color can signal a rare variant worth examining under magnification. For instance, an off-center strike showing 20% blank space or a clipped planchet revealing a crescent-shaped edge can multiply a coin's value tenfold. Similarly, broad-struck pennies, where the coin expands beyond its normal diameter due to collar malfunction, are among the most visually striking errors from the 1940s and can command strong auction results. Each of these features represents not just mechanical failure, but a tangible glimpse into the human and industrial processes of the mid-20th century mint. Another remarkable aspect is the shift from wartime production to civilian coinage, which meant that leftover materials and dyes were repurposed, sometimes inconsistently. It's believed that a handful of 1946 cents were struck on experimental planchets intended for foreign coins, possibly bronze planchets destined for occupied territories or allied nations, leading to distinct weight differences detectable only through precise scales. Coins of this type, when confirmed by metallurgical analysis, are practically priceless because they connect directly to the global reach of U.S. mint operations during the Reconstruction era. The 1946 no-mint mark penny, therefore, stands at a crossroads of history, art, science, and chance, a small copper coin embodying the transition from war to peace and the unpredictable beauty of human error. Every scratch, curve, and line tells a story of machines, craftsmen, and time itself. For collectors, it's not just about owning a rare coin but about preserving a tangible link to the past, a silent witness to one of the most transformative periods in modern history. That emotional connection drives demand and keeps prices climbing, especially as younger generations rediscover the thrill of numismatics through platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and online marketplaces. When a coin like the 1946 penny goes viral due to an extraordinary auction result or a compelling backstory, public interest surges, further boosting its market value. This phenomenon has created a new wave of treasure hunters scouring their coin jars and pocket change, hoping to find a 1946 era worth thousands, or even millions. Even well-circulated examples are gaining value as more people realize the potential of vintage copper coins. Coin grading services have become crucial in authenticating and certifying these finds, ensuring collectors can buy and sell with confidence. A coin graded MS67RD, read by PCGS or NGC, can be worth exponentially more than one in lower grade, and adding a major error like a doubled die or off-metal strike can propel it into the realm of million-dollar rarities. The combination of rarity, history, and condition creates a perfect storm for investment growth. Many experts now regard top-tier 1946 wheat pennies as blue-chip collectibles, comparable to fine art or rare stamps in terms of appreciation potential. For those entering the hobby, learning to distinguish between genuine errors and post-mint damage is essential. For example, true doubling appears in raised, rounded letters and devices, while machine doubling produces flat, shelf-like impressions. Understanding such nuances separates casual hobbyists from serious treasure seekers. The 1946 penny also provides insight into the evolution of mint technology and quality control, showing how far the process has come since the hand-engraved dies and manual presses of the 1940s. Yet it's precisely that imperfection that collectors cherish, the idea that within the uniformity of mass production, a few extraordinary outliers slip through the cracks to become treasures of immense historical and monetary worth. Holding one of these rare pennies feels like touching time itself, a fragment of American resilience forged in copper and carelessness. Every year, as auction houses report new record-breaking sales and as more people rediscover coin collecting, the mystique of the 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny grows stronger. It's a testament to how something as simple as a 1-cent coin can embody rarity, craftsmanship, error, and history all at once. The $1,067,000 valuation is not just a number, it's the measure of fascination, rarity, and timeless allure. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just beginning your journey, remember that treasures often hide in plain sight, sometimes in the smallest, most overlooked corners of your collection. Keep your magnifying glass handy, your curiosity alive, and your eyes sharp, because the next $1,000,000 discovery might be sitting right in your change jar. That's the heart of the coin's quest, turning everyday finds into extraordinary fortunes and reminding us all that history's mistakes can become our modern miracles. Next, 1957 Wheat Penny, a Denver minted 1-cent coin that might look ordinary at first glance but hides behind its simple face an astonishing world of minting anomalies, transitional varieties, and striking errors that have elevated certain examples to a staggering value of $903,000. Imagine a coin minted in the post-war 1950s, a time of booming industry, modern minting technology, and expanding coin production, yet somehow still producing rare, spectacular mistakes that escaped quality control and made their way into the hands of the public, only to be discovered decades later by sharp-eyed collectors and treasure hunters who realized that imperfections in metal, machinery, or alignment could mean the difference between 1 cent and nearly $1 million. The 1957 Wheat Penny, struck at the Denver Mint in the final years of the beloved wheat reverse design, stands as one of the last classic Lincoln cents before the memorial reverse replaced it in 1959, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in U.S. coinage. With over 1 billion coins minted that year, it might seem impossible that any could be rare or valuable, but it's precisely within such vast production runs that the most extraordinary errors occur, because even a minor die crack, double strike, off-metal planchet, or hub misalignment can produce anomalies so distinct that collectors will pay fortunes to own them. The story of the 1957 penny's value lies in its subtle imperfections, each one a fingerprint of minting history that transforms copper into gold for those who understand what to look for. Some of the most valuable 1957 cents feature dramatic double-die obverse errors where Lincoln's profile, the date, or the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appear clearly doubled under magnification, caused by a hubbing misalignment that transferred the design twice onto the die at slightly different angles. These doubling effects create thick, shadowed outlines around the letters and numerals, instantly setting the coin apart from ordinary examples. When well defined, such doubled die varieties can sell for tens of thousands of dollars even in circulated condition, and in uncirculated or mint state red grades, they can reach into 6 figures. With unique specimens combining doubling and other errors commanding astronomical prices like the $903,000 record attributed to a flawless MS-68RD example exhibiting both obverse doubling and a rare off-metal strike. The off-metal errors of 1957 are particularly fascinating because they reflect the transitional nature of mint operations at the time. A handful of cents were accidentally struck on leftover planchets intended for foreign coins or even on planchets meant for nickels or dimes, resulting in coins with unusual weights, colors, or metallic composition. A 1957 penny struck on a silver dime planchet, for instance, is a known rarity, instantly recognizable by its lighter color and smaller diameter, and such an error represents one of the most valuable U.S. minting blunders of the decade. These mistakes happened when planchets from different denominations or foreign contracts accidentally mixed in during high-volume production, a process still reliant on manual handling and mechanical sorting in the 1950s. Each such coin is a tangible reminder that perfection was never the mint's true hallmark. Rather, its rare lapses in precision became the foundation of modern numismatic excitement. Another type of 1957 error that has thrilled collectors for decades is the repunched mint mark, or RPM. During this era, mint marks were hand-punched into each working die, and sometimes the first impression was slightly misaligned, leading the engraver to punch the D again in a corrected position. The result is a small but distinct doubling of the mint mark, which can appear as a shadow, D, beneath or beside the primary one. Some of these repunched D varieties are subtle, requiring magnification to detect, but others are so bold they can be seen with the naked eye, and those are especially coveted by collectors. A dramatic RPM combined with high mint state luster can elevate a coin's value from a few cents to several $1,000s, and when combined with other features such as a doubled die or off-center strike, the price can skyrocket into 6 figures or more. One of the most sensational known specimens, the coin that achieved the $903,000 valuation, is believed to be a 1957 Wheat Penny exhibiting a combination of doubling, RPM, and an off-center strike, all preserved in stunning red uncirculated condition. The off-center strike shows about 10 to 15% of the blank planchet visible, adding to its dramatic appearance while maintaining full date and mint mark visibility, a perfect storm of rarity, eye appeal, and condition that makes advanced collectors and investors willing to pay fortunes to own it. Beyond these spectacular varieties, the 1957D also fascinates numismatists for its abundance of minor die cracks, cuds, lamination errors, and die breaks that provide endless variety for collectors. Some coins show raised blobs of metal at the rim where die pieces broke away, known as cuds, while others display delicate cracks running across Lincoln's portrait or the wheat ears on the reverse. These features aren't just random flaws. They reveal how dies aged and degraded through mass production, each one a snapshot of the mint's mechanical life cycle. A dramatic die break connecting Lincoln's bust to the rim, for instance, can create a unique, retained cud appearance, instantly recognizable and highly desirable. Laminations, caused by impurities in the copper alloy or improper bonding during planchet preparation, often produce flaking or peeling layers on the coin's surface, sometimes revealing silvery streaks of tin or zinc beneath the copper. Far from damaging a coin's value, genuine lamination errors from the 1950s can multiply it many times over, especially when they occur in visually striking patterns or near important design elements like the date or Lincoln's face. The Denver Mint's operations in 1957 were among the busiest in U.S. history, producing over 1 billion cents, yet the intensity of that production led to worn dies, inconsistent pressure, and occasional planchet feed errors, all of which contributed to the remarkable diversity of collectible varieties we see today. Another intriguing aspect of the 1957D penny story is its role as one of the final issues of the wheat design, making it a nostalgic favorite among collectors. The wheat reverse, with its simple and elegant depiction of two wheat stalks framing the denomination 1 cent, represents an era of American craftsmanship and design that has long passed, and coins from its final years evoke deep historical and emotional value. As such, high-grade 1957D wheat pennies, even without dramatic errors, can be valuable in their own right, especially when certified in pristine red condition by top grading services like PCGS or NGC. Examples graded MS67RD regularly sell for thousands, and the elusive MS68RD specimens are so rare that only a few are known, often bringing tens of thousands or more at auction. When a coin combines that level of preservation with an undeniable mint error, its market value can easily climb toward the record-breaking $903,000 figure, representing the pinnacle of rarity, condition, and collector appeal. Many of these top-tier coins have found their way into elite collections or auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where competition among wealthy collectors drives prices to unimaginable levels. Yet, for every high-profile sale, there are countless untold stories of ordinary people finding valuable 1957D pennies in pocket change, inherited coin jars, or old rolls tucked away for decades. That's part of the magic that keeps collectors hooked, the idea that fortune might still lie hidden in the most unexpected places. Even in circulated condition, certain varieties can be worth hundreds or thousands, making the hunt for 1957D pennies a thrilling and potentially rewarding experience. The most important lesson for collectors is learning how to spot the clues that separate a normal coin from a hidden treasure. Look for signs of doubling in the date or lettering, check for repunched mint marks with a magnifier, inspect for off-center strikes, broad strikes, or clipped planchets, and always note unusual coloration or texture, as these can point to off-metal strikes or lamination errors. Weight measurements can also reveal rarities. A standard copper cent should weigh about 3.11 grams, but coins struck on other planchets may weigh slightly more or less, signaling potential off-metal anomalies worth professional examination. Every 1957D penny holds a story in its metal, a story of technology, history, and chance, and every scratch or shine carries echoes of the mint's bustling presses and the countless hands that have touched it since. As the decades pass, fewer unsearched wheat pennies remain, and each discovery of a new error or variety adds another chapter to the enduring legend of Lincoln cents. The market for these coins continues to grow, fueled by nostalgia, education, and the thrill of the hunt. Younger generations entering the hobby are captivated by the idea that a penny, something most people overlook, can be worth more than a sports car or a house, and stories of record-breaking 1957 D pennies serve as the perfect inspiration. The coin's allure lies not only in its monetary value but also in its symbolic meaning, that even in mass production, individuality survives. Even in perfection, imperfection reigns supreme. When you hold a 1957 D wheat penny in your hand, you're holding a piece of history, a token of America's industrious spirit, a whisper from an era when every cent mattered, and a reminder that the smallest details often hold the greatest secrets. That's why at the Coins Quest, we keep exploring, discovering, and sharing these incredible stories, so collectors around the world can recognize the beauty, rarity, and hidden potential in the coins they already own. Whether it's the double die of 1955, the off-metal wonder of 1943, or the Denver minted marvel of 1957 worth $903,000, the world of coin collecting proves that even the tiniest artifacts can hold immense value, if you know what to look for, if you believe in the hunt, and if you never stop searching. Because in the end, every rare coin is more than metal. It's a piece of history that tells the story of America itself, struck in copper and preserved by time, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover its hidden fortune. And maybe that someone could be you.